News. This week we're reviewing the Lego Batman movie.
Yes, the Lego Batman movie is...
I'm sorry, Andrew, I'm going to have to interrupt you there. I've just been told our animation budget's run out.
What?
Yeah, so we're going to have to go back to the real world, I'm afraid.
No, not the real... Don't send me back to the real world, there are people there!
I know, buddy, I'm sorry. To the Atlas Cave! Ooh, that's better. You alright, buddy?
I'll get there.
I'll
get there.
Well, listen, why don't you start off by telling us, what is the Lego Batman movie?
Well, the Lego Batman movie is... Well, it's a movie about the Lego Batman.
About Lego Batman?
Yeah, it's a Batman movie in Lego, and it's really, really good.
Really good.
I mean, really good. I'm feeling happy again now just talking about it.
That's alright then, isn't it? Yeah, it is potentially the best Batman film for a while.
I think it might actually be the best Batman film of all time.
Full stop.
I mean, I am massively biased.
Well, absolutely. So, the plot of the Lego Batman movie, to not go into it too much, because really, it's not the most important part of the film.
Yeah.
Lego Batman, Lego Bruce Wayne, accidentally adopts Lego Robin, played by Michael Cera, and has to step up to the role of fatherhood.
And face his biggest fear, as Alfred knows, which is his fear of being part of a family. Yeah.
Family. Yeah, absolutely.
And yeah, that's what the film is.
That's the film, basically, and then you got to throw in villains and some fight scenes and some Lego and some intertextuality and some brilliant comedy. So let's start with that.
And an excellent vocal cast. Absolutely.
So, the comedy of the film, Andrew.
It is a hilarious film. The punchlines have punchlines. There are so many little jokes tucked away that I'm pretty sure I have only encountered a third of the jokes, and I will need to watch the film at least another 2 times before I feel like I've got almost everything.
Absolutely, little hidden visual gags throughout, all sorts of fantastic fourth wall breaking comedy as well. Lots of intertextuality using... Later on in the film there's a huge amount of iconography from different films, which we won't go into too much because that kind of spoils the second half of the film.
It's nicer having it as a surprise for you.
Absolutely.
So just go see Lego Batman.
But even in the first half, you know, there's all sorts of little jokes that they throw in that are nods to kind of DC as a wider whole, everything really.
Making fun of the other Batman films, making fun of Iron Man.
Making fun of Batman in general. All the way through, there's not one piece of Batman history which doesn't get the piss taken out of it at some point.
Although it does sort of treat the 1960s Batman with a certain level of sort of reverence.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
The 60s Batman seems to be their favourite Batman.
Yes. This is, in many ways, the sort of spiritual sequel to the 1960s Batman. It's a Batman film that treats Batman with the level of sort of self-awareness it needs.
Absolutely.
Because it is essentially, Batman is essentially incredibly campy.
Yeah.
It's a guy parading around beating up bad guys in his underpants.
Absolutely.
Wearing clothes on the sort of the inside of his underpants, but still very much underpants are part of the thing.
And that's the thing, the whole, not just the 60s Batman, but as I've said, every part of the Batman canon gets, if it's not a reference, it's a joke at its expense, or it's a little bit of parody or celebration. There is an actual version of that when Alfred said, oh, well, you're going through a dark time, I've seen this in 2016, 2014, 2000... And then you get little Lego versions of all of the previous Batman incantations, and it's just really, really nice to see.
It's clearly a film made by people who love Batman.
Absolutely.
But also...
And also the rogues gallery of Batman. There are so many villains which you will never have heard of.
Like the Condiment King.
The Condiment King.
That is actually his name, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Egghead, Polka Dot Man. There's Batman.
And it's rather lovely because the Joker at one point is talking about these guys and suggests that it's worth a Google.
Nope, they're all real. Probably worth the Google.
It's an incredible film that it really does, unlike any other Batman. You look at the Nolan Batman films as a bad example, or any of the kind of the new DC movies. There are little Easter eggs everywhere. It's like, oh, that's a vague reference to this, that, and the other. This film is just one of those chalkboard spider diagrams of, oh, here's all the different things that Batman has ever encountered, and it's really nice to see.
You could write a dissertation on Batman just based on the references that turn up in this film.
Absolutely, it is the ultimate resource for Batman fans and fans getting into Batman as well. Really, really interesting movie in that respect.
What's wonderful about it is that despite the fact that it's a very funny film, there is still drama in it, and you actually will feel things watching this film.
Yeah.
I mean, partly it's about Batman sort of struggling to come to terms with having to get a family, but I like to view this film, personally, as a gay love story between Batman and the Joker. And that's not nearly as absurd as it sounds when I'm saying it.
He's not wrong, like, he's really not. There are so many sequences when it just feels like they're so connected as lovers.
Yeah. And it gets that across so well, and genuinely, when the Joker is hearing, as you may have seen in the trailers, that Batman, likes to fight around.
I like to fight around.
Watching the Joker tear up, you feel sorry for the Joker, and it's a Lego minifigure's face, and the eyes are getting bigger, and it's looking like it's tearing up, and you feel for that. And I don't understand how that's possible, but
Absolutely.
It happens, and it's beautiful.
And also, you get very invested in Batman's character arc, coming to terms with stepping up as a father and stepping up as a friend, and you, by the end of it, you are invested in him. He's like, come on, turn yourself around. You're rooting for this character arc, which is crazy for an animated spoof, essentially.
One film, it gives Batman more character than the entire Dark Knight trilogy.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, Ben Affleck's got a lot to step up to after this.
He needs to study this film.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Or just make Will Arnett the next Batman.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
That's true.
Just fully, and that's one thing we can talk about as well. Is the voice cast. Will Arnett is a phenomenal Batman.
I mean, he's an excellent voice actor, as we know from BoJack Horseman.
And his work in Arrested Development and things like that. He's just a fantastic comedian.
But yes, as Batman, he is just perfect.
Yeah, Michael Cera as well, another Arrested Development cast member. He's wonderfully goofy as Robin.
He is the best iteration of Robin there's been, because he embraces the fact that Robin is annoying and brightly coloured and doesn't really make sense.
It's just this campy little... And he really is. Thinking about it, the film really points to the fact that there's no reason that Batman and Robin should be together. They are such antonyms of each other. But they work so well.
I mean, they are both orphans.
Yeah, well,
so
that's the one thing, I suppose.
Yeah, but it's just really nice. And I mean, Robin got a lot of hate. I mean, the Batman fans voted for him to get killed off in one load of the comics.
Yeah.
But this version of Robin is actually lovable, which is nice.
Absolutely. And then you've got Ray Fiennes as Alfred, Zach Galifianakis as the Joker. The list goes on. It's one of those things where you look at the cast members. I'm Bern, hello! You look at the roster and you're like, holy shit! No! It's one of those movies, and it's great that that it gets that reaction, and also the fact that all these fantastic big name celebrities and big name comedians were so on board with doing it. I really does. The cast list itself speaks volumes for the quality of the film.
Genuinely, they must have found this funny doing it.
Yeah, without a doubt.
You can tell they enjoyed being part of this because it's just lovely.
I mean, I had a smile on my face the entire way through. I've never laughed at a comedy so much as I did at this one in the cinema. Yeah. And then also, got very tense. Oh my god, really into the story. And
I mean, it handles the comedy. It does brilliantly. Mm-hmm. The drama, it does brilliantly. The action scenes are brilliant.
Yeah.
I mean, I've said it before, but it is the best Batman film that's ever been made.
Yeah, absolutely. You just need to see it, and a lot of people are kind of put off. Oh well, it's Lego.
It's a kids' film, but
what's interesting about it is, absolutely, the kids' film. The writing is as mature as any other comedy. It just happens to be PG. It's just a clean comedy.
It is. It's like a PG version of Deadpool.
Absolutely.
But in Lego, and it's Batman, and you can take your kids to see it.
And also the Lego side of it, as we discussed, there's not a moment that I felt that it was pushing toys, where it was like, oh, look at this set, it's also available to buy, by the way, parents. The fact that it's Lego only plays into it a few times when people are building certain things and they talk about the fact that they're kind of Lego and brick based. But overall,
it doesn't feel commercial at all.
No, not in the slightest.
And there is also a rather lovely bit where Batman fires off his merch gun at a load of orphans and gives
Absolutely.
them Batman merchandise, which is quite a nice little nod to the fact that they're not as innocent as they perhaps seem.
Yeah, it's a really, really nice film.
Just done with so much wit.
Yeah, well, and also as a comedy that is both Batman based and Lego based, It is not alienating at all. You could not know anything about. Well, everyone knows a bit about Batman.
Yeah.
But you could be
with a beginner's knowledge of Batman and a beginner's knowledge of Lego. You could go to this and you could find it fun. Not as fun as someone that is more into Batman or Lego, but still fun.
Yeah, absolutely. It's an astounding film.
It's a work of sheer brilliance.
Yeah. So, in conclusion, Andrew.
I mean, for what I think is the third time. This is the best Batman movie ever. This is the best Lego movie ever. Go watch it. Why are you watching this? You could be watching it in cinemas now.
We need viewers as well.
We need viewers
as well.
Please keep watching, but also go see Lego Batman.
Absolutely, it's just great. Apart from maybe one or two minor criticisms, and they're only for my own personal want from what I expect from that universe. I think the Joker could have played into it a bit more. I think Zach Galifianakis' version of the Joker could have been a lot different and possibly better, but I don't think it would have worked within the context of the film.
He couldn't be too scary because it's a kid's film.
No, indeed. It's the only issues I have with the film are my own personal desires, which the filmmakers, funnily enough, didn't consider when they were making it. Bit selfish, but the film is fantastic and very hard to say anything bad about it.
Near impossible to criticise.
Yeah.
Because it's just so good.
So go see it.
Yeah.
Oh, I've just been told, Andrew, we've got enough animation budget left to do the final card in Lego. Thanks very much for watching our review of the Lego Batman movie. Feel free to subscribe below and click the link to one of our videos to the right there.
I didn't even know we had an animation budget.